My inspiration behind the pursuit of enterprise basically came from my personal experience in trying to find my way around what I really wanted to do after graduation. I worked for a corporation for a few years, but 3 years was enough to let me know that I wasn't the type to be tied behind a desk. And then I ventured into a couple of other areas. And what I realized was nothing I learned in school prepared me for the reality of what I was trying to do. I studied accounting for my first degree, so you'd expect that, having been in the social sciences with a lot of courses in business administration, I should have an edge, right? But it wasn't so at all. And after 13 years of trying to find my way in the maze of doing business in Nigeria, I realized that there was need for sort of a roadmap, a material that can serve as a guide, both to people who are starting out in business and for those who are in business but still need support. Generally, the foundation of any venture is a very important part of it. And if you go this journey of entrepreneurship, you cannot start halfway, you cannot cut corners. As it is with any other thing that is of relevance, you need to understand the why of it. You need to go to the roots of it. You need to know when, how, why it started. So a lot of the things we fear, avoid, or dread in life are as a result of a lack of understanding. So for a lot of people, I'll give an example with my mother. My mother used to have a phobia. I was going to say she thought she had, but she actually had a phobia for flying. And many years back, when she had to take her first flight, a very long flight, I think it was to England, she wasn't sure she wanted to do it, but it was an important journey. And the way she overcame that challenge was sitting with someone who is in the aviation sector, and the person informed her, explained to her a lot of the basics behind an airplane and why it flies. Okay, those are basics I don't know, even though I don't have a phobia of flights. But that information served to calm her fears, and today she travels at will. The phobia is virtually dead. So what am I saying? The reason people don't take action a lot of times is because, one, a lack of understanding. They probably do not have enough information. So at the beginning of the book, section 1 does a lot of things. It basically introduces you to the world of entrepreneurship. It tells you why and how entrepreneurship started. It tells you about, if I go back to the root of man, how people progressed from the pastoral era to where we are today. It's a very well laid foundation. And a reader told me that it's kind of textbookish. And I said, yes, I know it is, but it is also very important, because a complete understanding of a venture it makes you feel like an authority, because you understand where it came from. And that is why in dealing with human beings too, you realize you're more comfortable with who you know very well. Okay, so when you bring entrepreneurship to, when you understand the basics and it's something you're familiar with, it just makes it easier for you to take the strides on. For some people, it's mysterious. You have to be a Richard Branson. You have to be an Ibukun Awoshika. You have to be super smart to do this. But really, if you look at it and understand it, you see that entrepreneurship has been a part of man for a long time. That is why if you, for example, you want to take a statistics of the number of entrepreneurs in Nigeria today, I think the major population are going to be the uneducated, because the malam that sells in front of your house is an entrepreneur. So it's when you come to an understanding of the fact that it's not about how educated you are, how smart you are, how much school you have gone to, or do you have an MBA, you now see that it is a natural instinct, because you have an understanding of what entrepreneurship stands for. So section 1, in my opinion, is one of my favorite chapters, because it just demystifies entrepreneurship. It's a very long word, even spelling it can be a challenge, but in truth it's very simple. It's like breathing air.